Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I wanted to talk about Red Spirit Lake. It is a 1993 shot on video film directed and I guess created by Charles, I want to say it's Pinion, though it might be Pinion if you want to start throwing some accents or inflections in there. He seems to be sort of a SOV, shot on video, grandfather, heartthrob that everyone seems to enjoy, along with Scooter McCrae, who did Shatter Dead, which I really like. And people were very happy that Vinegar Syndrome is partnering to do this Blu-ray. So I decided to watch the movie and talk about it a little bit. The movie is very gratuitous. There's lots of female nudity, male nudity, rape, um, just crazy stuff happening. There's a mutilation on a guy at one point that he mutilates himself. Very graphic, in the same vein as something like Shatter Dead or 16 Tongues, if you've seen those Shooter McCrae films. I have not seen any other films that I'm aware of by Charles Pinion, but the main plot of the story is this witch is owns this property and this house in the middle of the mountains or the woods. Very, very big snowy area, so kind of a cool setting. I like things that are set in the winter with snow, like Ghost Keeper, for instance. And she is bound and gagged and beaten, and her lots of breasts in the movie. So her breasts are out, and they're like pulling on her boobs and like sort of torturing her to sell her land to this. I guess it's like a conglomerate guy who's developing the area. She won't sell the land, and she ends up dying. She ends up being, I guess, murdered. I don't remember actually. And excuse me, her niece then takes over the estate, and she comes in, and all this crazy stuff starts happening to the niece. Again, lots of male and female nudity and very intense scenes, gore, violence. I'm sorry, my nose is very itchy. Excuse me. Um, it's an interesting film because shot on video films, if you don't know, usually look like crap, which this, at least the version I did, looks like VHS quality. Usually the audio isn't great. The audio was decent, but the story was kind of interesting, and I think interesting enough and weird enough that I will go revisit it again. But it's definitely got that fever dream kind of thing going on, almost like Limbo, if anyone has seen that, where you're watching something like someone's in like a sauna and they're like overheating and they're starting to see all this crazy shit, naked people dancing around and someone getting killed, and you don't know what's real and what really isn't. And now they start going after the niece and trying to again take over this piece of land to develop, or this home. It's definitely interesting, and I think tries to do a lot. But again, shot on video movies and low budget films obviously can only go so far with their stories and their movies. The IMDb description of this film actually was pretty amusing. A girl gets a house by a lake when a relative is murdered. Okay, so she was murdered. Her friends show up and start having graphic sex and then get killed by crazy perverts. That's, that's a description on um, on IMDb from someone. It looks like, I guess, from Brazil. Again, they talk about on IMDb all the extreme, graphic violence and nudity. Lots of sort of tugging and beating of women while they're naked. Has a definite sleaze factor to it. It's a fairly short film at a little over an hour, and it also is packaged in this new release, this partner label that worked with Vinegar Syndrome, with another movie that Charles Pinion did called We Await, which I haven't seen. This is put out by Saturn's Core, who would also put out Scooter McCrae's Shatter Dead, and they put out some interesting stuff, Sorority Slaughter, Psycho Sisters. So I definitely have my eye on Saturn's Core for some of their releases. I will say that the if you go to the Vinegar Syndrome website and check out the cover art they did for the slipcover, and I don't mean to insult anyone, the slipcover art on this is horrible. It is definitely. supposed to be psychedelic and weird, but just very, very poorly done artwork, in my opinion. So this is one that I will not be trying to track down with the slipcover. I will most likely purchase it one day in a standard edition. Don't expect a lot from shot on video horror movies. Again, quality wise, they don't look great visually and audio wise. Um, Off the wall, just really zany stuff happening. Um, Takes place out in the woods. They talk on the description on the Vinegar Syndrome website about witchcraft, fatal fistings, slaughterous saunas, and UFO abductions. So if you like really crazy movies that have a lot going on, I would probably recommend Red Spirit Lake. I have not seen the sister movie on the disc, We Await, but again, you have to know what you're getting into. If you like shot on video crap, you will probably like this. If you like movies with coherent stories and you want a good film, you won't get that from a Saturn's core movie. Understand what you're going into watching these, but I did enjoy it and I do intend to eventually pick up the Blu-ray and give this a rewatch. So let me know, guys, if you've seen Red Spirit Lake or the sister film We Await on the disc, which is cool. I love when they put movies together on one disc. I think that's great. Kind of gives you a little bit more bang for your buck. It seems to be highly regarded in my Facebook cult movie groups. So I definitely wanted to check it out, and some of you might even know of it already. So let me know, guys, if you've seen either of those films. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe,